Ready to film? Is this it? Is this filming? Hi, I'm Lemon. Welcome to my channel. I wanted to start making like non-vlog videos, but I've been honestly just a little bit nervous and like self-conscious about it. And also I have been making vlogs since I was 11, probably before then. So making sit down talking, especially like opinion videos, I have been more nervous about. So I thought I'd start with something personal. I thought I'd talk about being aromantic, and I was like, oh, will anyone want to watch this? And then I remembered that I've seen like every video about being aromantic that I've found on this platform at some point in the last few years. So I was like, you know what? I want to be one of those videos. So hi, welcome. Thanks for joining me. This is Honeybee. Leo's on the other part of the bed. This is Finn. So this is going to be kind of like a short video doing a little overview of like how I knew I was aromantic and my experiences a little bit and things like that. And then if anyone wants me to go into any more detail or make a video like taking quizzes or like how do you know if you're aromantic, not that I'm an expert or that you can even really be an expert on being aromantic, then I will totally do that. I'm trying to put out one monthly vlog video every month, and I'm also trying to put out one non-vlog and like video essay or sit down style type video every month. I have some notes here, some loose bullet points. Here we go. Being aromantic. I went ahead and wrote down the definition. The definition from the Oxford Dictionary is experiencing little or no romantic attraction to anyone, not having romantic feelings. I thought this was interesting because I also looked up the asexual definition, and it says experiencing no sexual feelings or desires, not feeling sexual attraction to anyone. And I think it's funny because the aromantic definition was more like, oh, it's a spectrum. It's a spectrum of different romantic experiences and feelings, but the ace one was like, you've never felt sexual attraction to anyone ever. Just thought that was interesting because it's the first definition that comes up when you search for it. Actually, I have the aromantic flag on here, and I have one in my living room. I was just hoping to make this video because it's the kind of video that I've searched for, and it's one that I especially searched for when I was working out if I was aromantic or not. I actually eventually, for a short time when I was in college, like helped lead a club called Aces and Arrows for people on the ace and arrow spectrums and allies and questioning people and stuff. There's this huge phase of like thinking about it all the time, and now I'd say it's like more of a think about it when it comes up kind of thing, which it does because I still like dating people. And with me, I am aromantic, but I'm not asexual. First off, all these labels, you do not need to apply them if you don't want to. If they don't fit you or you just don't feel like it. Labels are supposed to help support and describe you, not the other way around. You don't have to find all of your labels exactly and keep them and stick to them. It doesn't matter, basically. But anyways, I'm aro but not ace. Like sometimes people think that aromanticism and asexuality are kind of the same or always linked, but they're not. However, I do really relate to the experiences of some of my asexual friends, especially with like the expectations put forth in relationships, for me with romance and for others with like physical stuff. What's interesting is kind of everyone struggles with expectations in relationships. Dating and stuff is all about navigating them. I still like dating, and then I also, for me, it's kind of like I feel the same love for my friends, my loved ones, that I feel for the people I have dated. I don't think it just isn't different, and I know that I'm not romantically interested in everyone. So it's the other way. It's I love people as friends, and I don't feel a drive to do a lot of the romantic things that you see in movies. I'm not typically repulsed by said activities, and like I would definitely plan to do a romantic date with someone that I cared about, for example. I don't think I need that, if that makes sense. And it's funny because being aromantic is also linked to other parts of my identity where I'm like, okay, I'm also not like monogamous. I always want a certain level of independence through my whole life. I think even in like 20 years, 40 years, 60 years, I'm going to want independence the way I have it now, kind of. Again, it's okay if that changes, but I think that actually, it relates a little bit too. Those are more aspects of a stereotypical romantic relationship, the kind you see on TV all the time. Those are more things that don't apply, so just thought I'd mention that. So I came out, I guess, but like I feel like most of my friends are queer, so it didn't fully feel like coming out, but you know, I kind of realized I was aromantic when I was 20-ish, 2021, which is pretty recent because I think I knew I was queer a little bit when I was 5, definitely when I was like 11 and 12. So it really surprised me to learn something new about myself in that way, because I thought I'd learned it all, which is funny now looking back on it. I'm 24 now, and it's funny, when I heard the term, before then I used to just think, oh, that could never be me. I want these deep kinds of love and stuff, but it turns out that's not romance. And that's the other thing, is I didn't realize people were really truly experiencing a difference between romantic love and platonic love. I thought it was just that you chose a type of relationship that applied to the romantic kind of set of activities and expectations. You pick your best friend, you know, you want to go to prom with them, or you want to, I don't know, whatever, like if you want to marry them, you want to do all these things that are considered romantic because they're your best friend. So that's fun. There's several misconceptions to the point where I would even consider just making a separate video about them. But one of the ones I wanted to talk about was like the attachment thing, where it's sort of like, where it's like maybe you got your heart broken and that's why you are not interested in romance. And that's, I mean, first of all, that's valid. That's valid. If you got your heart broken and now you're like, I don't think I want romance. Do whatever you want to do. But for me, it isn't that. And it's not that I've never had like a breakup or a heartbreak before, but I know it's not because of that, you know what I mean? I think an assumption can be that it's always caused by something like that, but really everyone's different. I've met aromantic people who have never had any interest in dating in their entire lives. To my knowledge, they've never had a heartbreak or anything like that. And it's also put forward sometimes as like being a fear of commitment. And some aromantic people might have a fear of commitment, maybe not even related to romance. It's not the same thing as that. Aromantic people can have experienced heartbreak or have an attachment style that's like avoidant, but it's not the same as just those things. Like aromanticism is a queer identity, so it's like separate. It's separate from all those things. I hope I explained that well. I have been in a queer platonic relationship, and that was very nice. And that's something I could make another video on entirely, but I'll put a definition for queer platonic relationship right here, since I don't have one loaded up. So I guess being aromantic and not being asexual, the term for that is allo-aro, and it has such a beautiful pride flag. It's like a sunflower. I'll show it here. I should have done that on my eyes, but I did green and pink to match my hair. Yeah, it's called being allo-aro. Part of that for me is just like, I want a variety of different types of friendships, including like intimate or like physically involved like relationships, including like intimate or physically involved friendships, but also many typical platonic friendships, and I think I'm just wired like that, basically. It's funny, I think that aromanticism took a little bit longer for me. It took a little bit longer for me to see like the arrow pride flag at markets and stuff next to the other pride flags, and I've been super happy like in the past few years seeing it. It is a fairly new pride flag. I'll find the year it was kind of coined, I guess, created, so that totally makes sense. But yeah, I've been seeing just more visibility, not just with the pride flag, but in general. Lots more headcanons and stuff and fandom, and a lot more understanding of the spectrum itself. I would love to make a video on aromantic characters, both canon and not. My therapist actually told me about the relationship anarchy smorgasbord, or just relationship anarchy in general, where you begin a relationship with no expectations of what a relationship should be. And that is so refreshing to me, not just as an aromantic person, but like as an autistic person, as a person in the modern dating world using dating apps. And so basically you're like, okay, I want a relationship, and you can literally pull out a form, but if that isn't the kind of thing you're into, you don't need to. You can just have a conversation, but you can bring out this form and be like, okay, are we going to be the kind of couple that like holds hands? Are we going to be exclusive? Are we going to share finances? And you can't put anything on the table that the other person does not agree with. So you're building this relationship with this person. I just thought that was so cool. I'm gonna link that down below, a couple of things for that if you're interested. Yeah, and like if you're thinking about labeling yourself as aromantic or arospec, meaning on the aromantic spectrum, if you're feeling like it's right, just do it. The label is to help you, to serve you, not, you don't need to fit into a new box that isn't quite right. But if you like the label, you feel like it can clarify some things for yourself or your partners or your friends or whatever, do it. There's no one right way to feel or be aromantic. It's just like kind of a spectrum. In these last couple minutes, I'll just talk about some of the ways that I knew, and then if you guys have any questions, I would love to do some sort of like Q&A or something if this is a topic people are interested in. So I knew because, okay, honestly, I went on anti-anxiety medication and I realized that a lot of what I had been feeling towards dating had been these kind of like anxious feelings, and I mistook some of them for what people describe as butterflies in their stomach. I don't want to go too far into past relationships because it's obviously personal to the other person I was dating as well, right? But oh my god, another sign for me personally was watching TV and movies and reading books and not seeing the romance coming at all, not seeing the tension. For me, I would often see anxiety, someone like twirling their hair, and like I thought they were just nervous, like maybe they admired the person or liked the person. So often I did not see it coming, and I thought it was like a social cues thing, maybe it was, but it was also definitely like an aromantic thing. I was like, oh, like they're written to be a couple, that's interesting, and everyone was like, well yeah, obviously. Anyways, also I found a lot of comfort and safety in my queer platonic relationship that I was in. Also have really enjoyed casual dating, because casual dating to me in my life has often felt like a friendship, kind of what people describe as like friends with benefits. Basically, there was so much about kind of casual dating that I really enjoyed, and the expectation oftentimes in those types of relationships was pretty low on the romance scale because it's intended to be casual. I'm sure I still have a lot to learn about myself and being aromantic. I think I'll end it there. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe. Hoping to have a couple videos out every month. I have a lot of different topics lined up too. I've started scripting like a bunch of different videos. I'll just kind of flip through tabs, and eventually I'll film the next one, and then I'll film the next one. Thank you for watching. My name is Lemon. See ya! Comment down below your own experiences, your own thoughts, if you think I missed anything or if I missed the mark with anything, because I'm just one person with these experiences, but that means I have this much view, and like someone out there watching this might have this view and they can share it if they would like. So long. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.